Can strong women be submissive? And what do modern women really want from men? So stick around. That's what we're going to be discussing here tonight live. All of that and much, much more is coming right live from Northern California. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. So that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That's right. I am here to help each and every one of you get the best possible grip on your life because I want you all to succeed. I want you all to be happy. I want you all to accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. It is the holiday season. Mutt's probably loving the background, right? Mutt in the chat. We'll get to you in just a second there. But first, let me pay special props to my sponsor. The sponsor of this channel is Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry, please consider visiting www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. One more time, that's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. On that website, you will find a bunch of talk and music, internet radio stations, and more than likely one is sure to suit your music or talk genre needs. So if you want to check that out, please visit www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, that's www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both those links are below the description, about a third of the way down. And if you go to those sites, you can also find out how to connect with Troy. If you reach out to Troy, please do not fail to mention happy holidays and lots of love from Coach Eli. Lots of love from Coach Eli, because Coach Eli has lots of love for everyone, no matter what. Even for the biggest grouch out there, Coach Eli has lots of love. It's the holiday season. Look at this. I got my Christmas tree up. Like the magic of Hollywood, right? Or the magic of YouTube. Now, YouTube's like the new digital version of Hollywood, right? The magic of Hollywood has put a Christmas tree in my studio. Come on, Eli, you're not fooling them with your green screen, right? Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. Good Friday evening. Let me make sure the notification has gone out. The notification has gone out. And let me also make sure that the back end is rolling well. And it looks like everything is rolling quite well on the back end in YouTube Studio. Great stream health. And thank you to everyone for being here and spending your Friday evening with me. Tonight, I'm going to be discussing a very important topic. And I'm going to get to it right away. The title of the stream is called Modern Day Independent Women Still Seek Real Men. Why this is confusing and what it actually means. One more time. Modern day independent women still seek real men. Why this is confusing and what it actually means. And if you look at my thumbnail, you're going to see the I can't even talk. See the thumbnail state, can strong women be submissive? Whoa, that's pretty bold, huh? Can strong women, strong modern day women that have been empowered through feminism still be submissive? Well, the obvious answer to that question for me is absolutely. But it takes something for them to be able to do that. And it's actually nothing new. that has made women. I can't even talk tonight. I can't get the words out of my mouth. It is nothing new that used to make women submissive back in the days of traditionalism. It's the same thing. The same principles apply. And I really, really, really hope that this video reaches as many men and women as possible. I can't talk tonight. I really hope this video reaches as many men and women as possible, because a lot of people are struggling with this. A lot of guys are saying, what's happened to women? What's going on? Women are not women anymore. And women are saying, what happened to men? Men are not being men anymore. They're very intimidated by us. It's like, they don't take any leadership roles, or they don't, take charge, or they don't know how to set a date or take a woman out. They become very feminized. And why has that happened? It's happened because, number one, women have been empowered. And in some cases, women are becoming more successful, or in many cases, women are becoming more successful than men. And if a man is not as successful as a woman that he may be dating, he's going to behave differently. And ultimately, it's just not going to work out. So how do you get this to work? I can promise you that if you stick around and watch this entire stream, or when it goes to the replay, the live stream replay, I promise you, you will learn something here tonight that will change your life, especially if you're a man or a woman that really wants to find true love, but you're struggling to find your other half for this reason here that I'm discussing tonight. If you're a man and you're struggling to find a woman because you feel women are too strong and they're acting more masculine, and it's a big turnoff to you, I can help you turn that around. There's a way you can turn that around. For you ladies out there, if you're a strong, independent woman that has a great job, has your own house, has all of your stuff together, and you're struggling to find a decent man, and you end up coming across men that are more submissive and feminized, and you really wish you could find a real man, which is what you really want. If you're struggling with that, I'm going to help you with that tonight. That's what we're going to be discussing. Also, after the first part of the show, I'm probably going to I might take a quick break before I get to this, because I'm going to be reading a blog from one of my favorite sites called Laugh. See, oh my God, my words are all over the place today. Forgive me, it's Friday. From lifehack.org. I'm going to be reading a blog from one of my favorite blog sites, lifehack.org. And the title of the blog is 10 Things a Real Man Does When He's in a Relationship. One more time, 10 Things a Real Man Does When He's in a Relationship. And it's going to be pretty lengthy. So what I'm going to probably do is probably get through the first half of it after I finish the monologue here, then take a quick break and come back and finish the rest of it, because I want to do this justice. I want to go into great detail tonight. So we're probably going to be here for at least an hour, probably an hour and a half, discussing this topic. Now, if you haven't been here for a while, and you haven't noticed that even though my live streams are still public, unless you're a channel member, a moderator, or send a super chat, you cannot chat. The general public cannot chat unless you are a channel member. You can become a channel member for as little as $4.99 by clicking the join button on my channel, or going below the description and finding the link to become a member here. Or if you want to send a super chat, you can send as many super chats as you like, or as you'd like if you're not a channel member. If you're a moderator, obviously you're free. If you want to find out how to become a moderator or collaborate with me in the future, I'm looking for people to collaborate with, preferably other YouTubers that are open to discussing the topics I discuss here regarding, business and personal success tips. Then please go below the description and email me at Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com, and I would be happy to connect with you and talk with you privately and see how we can work together. And after I get to know, like, and trust you, I'll interview you on a live stream or a pre-recorded video. And then when I trust you, I'll make you a moderator and you'll be able to chat here for free. So that's that. If you have any questions, and you're able to chat in the chat, please feel free to ask your questions, and I'll get to them as the show goes on. All right, so let me see here. Mutt Nuts World is in the chat. She says, "Hey, Eli and everyone. Hey, Mutt, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here." All right, so what inspired me to discuss this topic tonight? A lot of the topics I discuss are inspired based on my personal experiences. Pretty much everything I do here is based on my personal experiences. And most of you know, I've been single for a while, and I've been putting myself, out on the dating apps, out on dating sites every now and then. Primarily Match.com. Mutt Nuts World says I am good. Well, thank you for being here, Mutt. And I've been talking to a bunch of women, but I only really want to talk with one and meet with one and have a great relationship with one. Okay? But it's not easy finding that special person nowadays because most people don't understand the way the modern world works. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Okay? Women have been liberated around 55 years ago between the Civil Rights Act of 64 and the Equal Rights Amendment. That being passed, those being passed, basically empowered women and gave women the same rights that once only men had. That was a big game changer because now women are able to do the same things that once only men were able to do. Remember, in the days of traditionalism, women didn't have those rights. Women were housewives, homemakers, homekeepers, whatever, right? Whatever you call it, right? The husband would go to work, bust butt, bring the money home, and the wife would cook the dinner, keep the house clean, raise the kids, do the laundry, do the dishes, do all of that, right? And it worked quite well for a long time, right? But when you gave women equal rights, which is great, I'm all for that, that changed things. Because women started to want to be more than just housewives, okay? Women wanted to make something out of themselves. They wanted to do at least some, if not most of the same things that men have always done, which is not a problem. In theory, it's not a problem. But here's where the problem lies. The problem lies, any job that you're doing for the most part requires you to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman. And a woman's natural essence is not to be masculine or be dominant. A woman's biological natural essence is to be more submissive and feminine. But these jobs require either a man or a woman to be strong and dominant and to lead a group of people, especially if you're a manager or a supervisor, right? So you have women going to work, they're running these jobs, and they have to hire people and fire people, and they have to do things in the workforce that are completely the opposite of the way that they were naturally and biologically made to be by a higher power that I believe to be as God. So that's changed the way that women are behaving. It's forcing women to behave out of their natural essence. Now, some women understand that and know how to separate the way that they behave at work and the way they behave at home. But many women don't know how to separate that. Okay? They don't. So what happens, in my opinion, why many relationships fail nowadays, it's because women will go to work and they have to exude that masculine energy. And when they come home, they're still in that state of mind. So they try to do the same thing to their man at home, who is already a dominant man and is going to be attracted to a more feminine, submissive woman. And if his woman comes home from work and starts behaving more masculine, it's not going to be attractive to him. he's going to be wondering, what the heck is happening to my lady here? What happened to her? What happened to my sweet, nurturing, loving woman? She's like trying to kick my you-know-what, right? So in many cases, in order to offset that, the man has to kind of sometimes, put his masculinity, guard, down, and basically behaving a little bit more submissive, which is the wrong thing to do, in order to offset her masculine behavior at home, right? And after a while, it just gets old because the sexual polarity is off, and that just makes things go the opposite way. So most women struggle to balance that work and personal life in many ways, primarily because of the way that they're behaving more masculine, and they come home and they still behave that way because they've been indoctrinated into that system. And another thing, a lot of women nowadays, especially if you're, dating a woman, they're working long hours at work, but they still want to find that right guy. And if you, talk with a woman like this on, let's say, Match.com, for example, and you start to click, and then you say, hey, when are you free to get together? And then she says, well, I work 12 hours a day. I've got my kids at home. And the next 2 weekends, I'm going to be, hanging out with family and friends. I can meet you, 3 weekends from now. And what that tells me is that, okay, you don't have a good, work personal balance, or at least you're not ready for a relationship. You're not ready to fit it in, because if you were ready to fit it in and you came across a good guy like me, you wouldn't want to wait 3 weeks to meet me. You would want to meet me as soon as possible. Here's the thing, guys. When women like you, when they're into you, not only do they want to meet you as soon as possible, almost right away, if not right away if possible, they want to spend every freaking moment with you. When a woman is really into you, she can't get enough of you, can't wait to see you, can't wait to meet you. You get a woman that, hasn't figured out that work personal life balance, right? She's just not ready. So you have to learn to identify that. So those are the two things that we're dealing with nowadays. So guys, when you're looking to find that special woman, you have to first find out and see, how is she outside of work? Have a phone conversation with her. If you meet her online, have a phone conversation with her. And when you get on the phone, see how she interacts with you. Does she try to be more dominant? Is she paying attention? Is she multitasking? A woman that's really into you is going to be focused on your conversation and is going to have a sweet, low tone of voice. A woman that's not paying attention, you'll hear her shuffling papers around. You will hear her, speak with a more rough voice. And she's going to sound like she's trying to be more dominant than submissive. If you pick up on that, you got to end that phone conversation as soon as possible and move on, because that's a woman that's just, it's not going to work with. Okay. But then you get those women that say, hey, yeah, I understand, the difference between work and home. And I have, I do work a lot. I am independent, but I am looking for a good man in my life, and I'm willing to fit him in my schedule. I'm willing to, to make the time no matter what it takes. Even if they have kids, they're willing to make it work. They're willing to fit you in. If they are really into you, they're going to find a way to fit you in. They're not going to say, well, I'm busy the next 2 weekends. Let's meet, 3 Saturdays from now. No, let's not say we did. How's that? How does that work? Now, I want to share one story here regarding a woman I started talking with a few days ago on Match. I know I mentioned another woman a few days before that on a stream, and she seemed like she had a high level of interest. Well, to sum it up, in case you saw that stream, that's not going anywhere, because I had a phone conversation with her and she was not paying attention to me. That's why I said what I said a few minutes ago. She basically sounded like she was multitasking, shuffling papers around, and she sounded like she had a rough tone of voice, like she wanted to, wear the pants. And I actually tactfully called her out on it, right? And she when I called her out on it, you know what she said? She said that I'm just tired tonight. I'm just feeling tired. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a bunch of hooey. That's a bunch of crap. She didn't like the fact that I called her out on what she was trying to do. She was basically trying to wear the pants because she had told me she works a job where she runs like 20 people. She leads 20 people, and she said her job is pretty stressful. Okay, so she goes to she goes to work at her job, and she's managing 20 people. So she's exuding all this, masculine energy at work, and things go wrong that she has to fix. So by the time she gets home, she's tired, she's frustrated. Now she's talking with a masculine man like me, and she thinks that if she continues to behave that way, it's going to keep me interested. Heck no. Heck no. Before we got on the phone, through texting and all that, she was really cool. She sounded really interested. But once we started talking on the phone, she started giving me that masculine energy. And when I called her out on it, that flipped the switch to the point of where she said, I'm just tired. Then I said, I'll tell you what, if you're tired, let me let you go. How about we talk tomorrow? Let's talk tomorrow. Why don't you text me tomorrow? Let me know what time you're free to talk tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. She said, okay, that sounds good. She goes, I'm sorry, I'm just really tired. Okay, I wasn't buying it. I already knew I was going to go. Guess what happened? She never texted me the next day, and I haven't heard from her since. And I could care less because I've moved on. Now, I started talking to this new woman yesterday, and we were texting, back and forth, and we had a phone call last night. It was an amazing phone call. It was actually a great phone call, and her and I are going to talk again tonight, and who knows, we may even, hang out sometime this weekend. We'll see how it goes. But, she mentioned something that inspired me to do this topic. I've kind of talked about this in the past, but I wanted to talk about this again. She mentioned something. When I asked her, I said, so, what are you really looking for? Has it been hard for you to find the right guy? She goes, I'm a strong, independent woman. And the moment she said I'm a strong, independent woman, in my head, I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Here we go with the feminist thing. I was thinking this might be the beginning of the end of this connection and conversation. But, I wanted to hear what she said next. She goes, I'm a strong and independent woman. I work a good job. I'm not rich, but I do okay. I have my own home. I got my own car. I got my stuff. And you know what? When it comes to work, I exude that masculine energy, she was saying. But she goes, when it comes to a relationship, I just want to be the woman. I just want to feel like I can trust a man and feel comfortable with a man to lean my head on his shoulder. And I was blown the heck away. I was just blown the heck away. When she said that, right then and there, and this woman's 39 years old, so she's basically tail end millennial. She's not Gen X, but she was born right after the Gen X generation ended, at the very beginning of the millennial generation. So she's 39, right on that borderline, right? And even though she's technically considered, a millennial, she still has those Gen X roots because it was right on the border. And she told me, she goes, even though I'm a strong, independent woman, I still believe in traditional, values, core values, and ethics, morals, values, and ethics. And I was like, wow, you're speaking my language. And I wasn't going to tell her what I did because she had to go to bed. She only at that point had about 10 or 15 minutes to talk. And then I said, I got to tell you what I do before you go to sleep real quick based on what you just said. So then I told her, the life coaching and all that I do and how much I understand what she just said. Well, even though she said she had to go to bed in 10 minutes, we were on the phone for an extra hour after that point. When a woman is really into you, when she likes you, she'll stay up late, she'll lose sleep, she'll move freaking mountains to make effort for you. It just has to be the right woman. So ladies and gentlemen, listen to what this woman told me. She goes, I'm a strong, independent woman. I make my own money. I'm not rich. I do okay. I make decent money. I have my own home, my car, and my family. But that's work. When it comes to being in a relationship, I just want to be the woman. I don't want to wear the pants. She goes, I don't want to wear the pants. That's for a guy to do. Like, I just want to be with a man that's a man and is not, a feminized man. I'm hearing her speak my language. And I'm like, wow. Okay. I was blown away. I was just blown away. And as a bonus, she's pretty cute. She's a pretty cute woman. And I even told her that don't be afraid to tell a woman that she's cute or hot because she already knows you're thinking that. Just be confident about it, but don't make it the highlight. I said, you know what? I said, you're a pretty hot chick. She goes, you think I'm hot? I said, yeah, I think you're hot, but that's not everything. I said, if you didn't have a great personality, which I feel you do, and you didn't know how to communicate and express yourself, I wouldn't care how physically hot you are. You just wouldn't be hot to me overall. And that's being a man right there. I'm communicating with her, and I'm just beginning to feel it because I'm feeling that she understands how this modern world works. She is a woman that basically proved to me last night on our phone conversation that she understands the modern world before I even told her what I did, before I even started talking about it. It's kind of like, women will give you, the S test. I don't want to get demonetized. The S test. They will test you all day, every day. The poop test, right? Women will give you the poop test, right? Well, I give women the poop test too. I was poop testing her. S testing, right? And she not only passed my test, she passed it with flying freaking colors. I was just completely blown away. So ladies, you got to understand, it's one thing to go to work and be dominant and exude masculine energy. And if you're a manager or you're a supervisor or you're a corporate executive and you're leading a group of 20, 30, 50, or 100 people, it's one thing to exude your masculine energy there and lay down the law and hire and fire people and discipline people, right? But if you're going to bring that home to your husband or your boyfriend, if that's me, I'm not going to put up with that. I don't want to deal with a woman that's going to come home wishing that she had a penis instead of the other body part, right? Just like a woman, on the flip side, doesn't want to be with a man that's going to behave like he has the female body part, the vagina, right? Think about that, right? This is what's causing issues with our relationships nowadays. Men and women both don't understand their sexual polarity. They don't understand their own biology. And men don't understand that just because women now have equal rights and they're working and doing things that only once men would do, and they're buying their own homes and they're independent, it doesn't mean that they're not capable of being submissive. It's up to you how strong of a man you're going to be, how real of a man you're going to be, so that way they can feel your strength. And even if they're a strong woman, they'll still be able to be submissive towards you because they know you're a strong man. And just because they're strong doesn't mean that they're stronger than you. With no disrespect to women, if a woman, no matter what women say, say we're equal, no problem, right? I want us to all be equal, but here's the thing. If a woman perceives herself to be stronger than you, emotionally at least, you're out. If a woman perceives her to be stronger than you as a man, you're out. Even though women say they want men and women to be at that equal level of emotional strength and all that, it's not what they respond to. You try it out. You try it out and then tell me what happens. Try it out differently and tell me what happens. I'll be hearing your horror story. All right. We are at 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the browser source and I'm going to read the first 3 sections of this blog and then take a quick break and then read the last 7. That's how we're going to do this tonight. Nothing new happening in the chat. And we've got 14, 15 people here. That's great. Thank you for being here tonight on this beautiful Friday evening. Hope you are all having a wonderful one. All right, so we're going to switch on over to the browser source and get right to it. Once again, this blog is on the lifehack.org site. It is written by David K. William. He is a publisher and entrepreneur who tries to help professionals grow their business and careers and gives advice for entrepreneurs. So he does half of what I do. In addition to that, I also help people with their personal relationships, dating and marriage. So I like this guy. He's cool. All right. The title of the blog is called 10 Things a Real Man Does When He's in a Relationship. One more time. 10 Things a Real Man Does When He's in a Relationship. Some women feel a real man doesn't exist. That's because a lot of men have become feminized, especially the millennials and post-millennials that have been raised differently. They come from broken households. Women have risen up and, that's been affecting marriages. And instead of the man being the dominant one, it's the woman. So their kids are being more raised feminine than masculine. It's just really messed things up. That's why women feel a real man doesn't exist, because men are not acting like men anymore because of the way they're being raised, because of what happened, because of the change. On one hand, like I've been saying all along, nothing wrong with feminism, women being empowered, women having equal rights, women being able to work, etc. On the other hand, it's affected our relationships because men and women haven't learned how to now balance that work-personal life. They haven't learned how to balance that out. They also haven't learned to balance out the fact that, yes, women are now empowered and are stronger, but the sexual polarity is not going to work unless the man's the man and the woman's the woman. No matter how empowered women are, like I said earlier, if women perceive themselves to be stronger than the man, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Ladies, ask yourself, do you want to be with a weak man, or do you like a strong man that's a good guy as well? What do you tell me? You tell me. That he is impossible to find. It seems that way, but it's not impossible. Other women do not want someone like him. On the other hand, some men think they are the very definition of a real man. Well, I not only think that, I know that. I am a real man. I've worked hard on myself. I've made mistakes. I used to be a sissy man. I used to put women on a pedestal. I used to buy my high school sweetheart flowers almost every day, overdoing it. I learned how to balance it out. I learned how to love and respect myself. And when I learned that, and when I learned that women don't want you to suck up to them, they just want you to be yourself, that changed my life. And I've had a lot more success with women. I'm able to attract women a lot easier because I'm a real man. Other men feel there is no such thing. Well, if you're a man that feels there's no such thing as a real man, then you got more issues than I already thought. Then you really need my help. You're never going to make it in today's dating world if you don't think that real men don't exist. Unless the blog author was talking about women thinking that. Other men feel there's no such thing. Okay, it was men talking about themselves. Okay, one thing is true, though. Those men who think they are the very definition of a real man and those who think they are not are both very often wrong. Right. Those are men that project their insecurities. Those are very insecure men, right? So yeah, if you're an insecure man, you may try to come off like you're a real man and say, I'm a real man. All the ladies want me. All the chicks want me, right? But it's not about you coming out and saying that you're a real man that makes you a real man. It's the way you behave. It's the way that you just come off, throughout all aspects of your life, all day, every day. It's a lifestyle. So it's one thing to come out and say, I'm a real man. It's another thing to live the life of a real man, right? And then there are other men that, are extremely insecure and they say, I'm not a real man, or real men don't exist. Those are guys that just, think like they're the lowest scum of the earth. They must just think of themselves as a piece of dirt. And if that's how you feel about yourself, I'd love to help you out. I'd love to turn that around, because there's greatness, amongst everyone, no matter what you're going through. If you want to know if you are a real man or are in a real relationship with a real man, watch the actions. Right. It's not about what guys say. I can come out here to you folks and say, I am the man. I'm a sexy 46-year-old Greek stud, right? I can sit here and toot my own horn and act all confident, right? Or at least, if I'm not, let's say I'm not confident, maybe I'm projecting an insecurity, which is just for example purposes, right? I can come here and say whatever, right? But that's not what makes me a man. What makes me a man is how I live my life every day, how I am around people. If I'm with a woman, how I treat her, when I spend time with her. From the moment I pick her up, do I open the door for her? Do we have great conversations? When she has an emotional moment, do I handle it maturely, or do I, start arguing her, or do I realize that you just don't argue women because they're emotional beings? That's what defines a real man, how you live your life, not you coming out and saying, I am the man. Yeah, anyone can say that, right? A real man behaves so different from the selfish frat boy. Whoa. I hate when those ads pop up. Let me read that again now that the ads popped away. A real man behaves so different from the selfish frat boy types you see everywhere that you can't fail to notice the difference. Yeah, real men are very rare nowadays. So when a woman that's ready for something comes across a real man, they're like all over that. This woman, I've been enjoying talking with her, and she's been enjoying talking with me. Like, she's been texting me all day. Like, as a guy, you don't overly text women. I wasn't going to text her until like later tonight. I told her, yeah, let's talk again tomorrow night. She goes, that's cool. And I said, I'll text you like tomorrow evening. I've got some things I'm working during the day, right? And she texts me like in the late morning or something like that. And just couldn't wait to talk with me. And so we've been kind of talking back and forth throughout the day. But the way I've handled it is this. She sends me a text. I'll respond to her when I can, maybe right away, maybe an hour later, whatever, right? But I'm not going to send her a second text until she responds, or if she asks me another question. So, like, if that's not interest, that's interest. She's been communicating with me all day, even while she's at work, in between times where she can text. That's showing some effort there, because I've been a real man. And she knows that real men are hard to come by. And based on our conversation last night and what we talked about, she really feels like I'm a good dude and that I'm actually a real guy, that she doesn't have to, wear the pants in the relationship because she's dated other men that are more feminized, where she had to wear the pants and she doesn't want to. you know? He is a gentleman. Oh, I am definitely a gentleman. I can have my moments too, but hey, he's a gentleman, good for more than just the first few months. Well, I'll rock your world in the first few months to the point of where you're never going to want to leave because you get used to that. You get used to that. Importantly, a real man does things so well when he is in a relationship that you just have to love him and his style. If you're just yourself, you're a cool guy, you have your stuff together, you're financially, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stable, okay? And you understand that women are emotional beings and they're going to respond to everything based on how they're feeling emotionally in the present moment, and you don't let that throw you off your center, then you're good. That's all. That's all it takes. And then all you have to do is take the woman out, hang out, have fun, hook up. Like my good buddy coach that's also on YouTube, Coach Corey Wayne says, all you have to do as the man are the 3 H's. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. And don't even worry about the titles of the relationship. You leave that up to the woman. Because after you do that, after a few months, the woman will ask you, where do we stand? And then you play dumb as a guy and say, what do you mean, where do we stand? Well, do you see a future here? I'm like, well, babe, how do you feel about that? I don't want to push anything on you. I'm enjoying what we have. I really like this. I'd like to see where it goes. But what do you think? I really want to be with you. I want to know if we can commit to each other. Like, let her do that. And then once she does that, that's your cue. If you feel the same way, then you could tell her, hey, you know what? I want this. I love you, etc., whatever, right? So that's what that means. Okay, let me see how far along are we here. We're at 42 minutes. Let's get through a few of these, and then we'll take a quick break. Number 1, a real man loves and respects his woman for who she is. Right. I want to be with a woman that has similar interests, that loves hiking like I do, loves romantic weekend getaway trips, loves nice dinners, loves to stay in sometimes and just cook and snuggle on the couch, watch a movie, right? I want a woman that I can respect and want to be with genuinely. He might not love her all the time, but he loves her. Well, everyone has their moments. That's a really fancy way of putting it, blog author, but I get it. Not just her body. Right. It's not just about a hot chick. This chick I'm talking with, she's a hot chick. She looks pretty good for 39, I'll tell you that. And I told her that because women want to know they're beautiful. It's not a problem being confident and saying, yeah, you're hot, but I mean, there's got to be more to it than that. I said, I like your personality. I like your style. I like that you're intelligent. I like how you're not afraid to speak your mind. You're not holding back. You don't have a guard up. But yeah, you're hot. Addition, women want to know that you're physically attracted to them because they know that we're visual creatures. Even though women are the same way nowadays, women want to know that you're attracted to them. So don't be afraid to tell them that. Don't be afraid to tell a woman that she's hot, but don't do it all the time because it gets excessive. Not just her body, her possessions, and her status, but all of her. Right. You got to love her mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So mentally, you got to have a great conversation. Emotionally, you got to be in touch with your emotions as a man and emotionally bond with her. Women are emotional beings. They want to bond emotionally. If you're not willing to bond with a woman emotionally, it's never going to work. So mentally, emotionally, spiritually, if you both believe in God or, you're just a spiritual type of person, there you go. That's important too. And last but not least, physically. So yeah, this woman, I was texting her and we've been kind of flirting on the texting a little bit until we talked tonight. And I was just kind of, messing with her. And heck, as a matter of fact, I might as well just read this so I don't butcher it. Let me see here. Where was this at? So she was kind of playfully telling me that you kept me up late last night. You know, she goes, I'm excited. I told her I'm excited to get to know her. She goes, oh, I'm excited too. She said, thank you for saying such nice things, meaning on our phone conversation. And then she said, I stayed up too late and had to reschedule my workout. And then she goes, so stop being so interesting next time. So she's playfully messing with me because she likes me, right? And you know how I responded to her? I'm such a cocky bastard. I am. It's okay to be playful, cocky, not arrogant, though. I said, I can be your personal trainer and give you a workout unlike anything you've seen. And then I gave her the finger okay. and then she gets back to me and says, oh, yeah, LOL. And then later on, I responded to her and I said, yeah, I'll take you on a 10-mile hike with rolling hills that will work your ass unlike anything you've experienced before. And then I said, maybe you were thinking something else. So I may have to consider a vow of celibacy with you to keep us both grounded. Ha ha ha, LOL. So I'm messing with her. I'm like, so I may have to consider a vow of celibacy with you to keep us both grounded. And then she goes back and goes, LOL. So I get back to her and I said, let's see how long we can hold out, okay? Like a month or two. Could you honestly hang with that, or would that put us in the friend zone? LOL. So there's no way in hell. I'm messing with her, right? A little bit, but playfully because I like her. She likes me, right? Okay. I'm looking to see how much she likes me, and I'm trying to show her how much I like her in a playful and fun way in between our work day, right? There's some texting, right? This is okay, right? Because we talked on the phone already. Okay. She writes back and says, she first writes, I actually would admire you for waiting. And I'm like, okay. And then she sends me another message immediately and says, she goes, listen to this. I got to see if there's anything happening in the chat. Nothing happening in the chat. Okay. Then she says, I think it is good to wait, but I guess if I really liked someone, I would want to know if we were compatible with sex too. And I was like, okay, she's trying to tell me something there. You guys got to read between the lines here. And then she says after that, I think that's a huge fear of mine, LOL. So obviously this woman's been with some guys that were decent guys. Maybe they were decent looking. But when it came time to get down to business, you know, like Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. Let's get it on. When it came time to get it on, it wasn't happening, right? So she's fearing that. And she goes, I think that's a huge fear of mine, LOL, that I meet someone and it goes great, but the sex sucks, LOL. What do you do? She asked me, what do you do in that situation? And then she says, was that too much? And gave me a couple of these open bug eye emojis and the crying emoji. So instead of responding to her by text, this is what I did. You guys, you got to build this. You got to build up the anticipation because then she'll want you more. Especially if you like her, you want to build anticipation, right? I get back to her and I said, great points, exclamation point. Let's talk about that by phone tonight. No, not too much at all. I've got something to do for a little while, so it may take a while to respond. I'll be available around 8:30 or 9, and we'll text you then. We can talk anytime after I get back when you are free. Deal? And then she gets back to me and says, no deal. She's messing with me. And then she gets back to me and says, haha, I just wanted to say that because of the game show. Oh, okay, deal or no deal. That's right. She's like, enjoy your evening. I'll talk with you soon. And then I wrote back to her and I said, okay, then back to masturbation for you. Ha ha ha, LOL. Because when she said no deal, I was messing with her, right? She goes, what? LOL? And then I wrote, I'll text you when I'm back. Have a good night for now. And then she writes back to me and says, I've never done that in my life, actually. And I'm actually not buying that. I'm going to call her out on that later tonight. So then I wrote to her, I said, I was just kidding. You know that, right? I'll text you when I get back, okay? She's like, yes, of course. You see how playful and fun that was? This woman is highly attracted to me. I'm highly attracted to her. And she's trying to tell me that she really wants to see where this can go. And she also wants to make sure that the intimacy is good too. She doesn't want to invest too much time into someone that may have everything else, but is not a great lover. So she wants to find out, as soon as possible, how good of a lover the man that she likes is. And you never know. You never know. This week it could be something exceptional. I'm not expecting anything, but you just never know. But you gotta be prepared, right? You gotta get that in your head. You gotta read between the lines. What is she subliminally trying to tell you? She's trying to tell you she likes you. She wants you to be a man. She's really feeling you. She loves your personality. She's physically attracted to you. Now she wants to know if you can rock her world in the bedroom. So you got to lead her there. Even if it's first date, I'm not expecting it first date, but first date, second date, or third date, you got to lead. Now it's my job to lead her to the promised land. Not her to lead me to the promised land, for me to lead her to the promised land. And sweetheart, that's not going to be a problem. Not at all. Let me read one more, and then we're going to step away and take a break. Where are we at? Oh. He therefore focuses his love and attention on her true beauty, which is found within her sensibilities and personality. He treats her like a lady with dignity and respect. Absolutely. He doesn't mind cooking her favorite meal, taking her out to wine and dine, and paying the bills. He also expects love and respect from her. In today's day and age, both men and women will take each other out. I still think if you're with a woman, even if you make similar money, or if you make a little bit more than her or a lot more than her, I still think that if you're the man, you should at least be paying at least 2/3 of the time. At least 2/3, if not 3/4 of the time. Every now and then, you got to let your woman pay because it's the modern world. And that also lets you know that she still cares and she is willing to spend some of her money on you. But for me, it is not a feminine thing. For me, that's right. It's not a feminine thing to pay the bill. It's a masculine thing. I'm still old school in that way. I don't have a problem paying for all the dinners and all that. As long as she's good to me and we have great conversations, and then at the end of the night, we end up in that room, that bedroom, and we are getting it on. Let's get it on. You know what I mean, right? He also expects love and respect from her. Absolutely. If she doesn't respect me, she's not getting my respect. It's a two-way street. Right. Number 2. A real man commits to the relationship fully. Right. Now, you wait for the woman to bring up the commitment. Typically, that takes, 2 to 3 months. All you do the first 2 to 3 months is you hang out, have fun, and hook up. You're the leader. You're the man. You take her out. Babe, I'm going to get us a nice room. And let's say, babe, how does Tahoe sound to you, right? Oh, Tahoe sounds great, babe. I'm going to get us a nice room in North Shore Lake Tahoe with a view of the lake. How does that sound to you? Oh, it sounds great, right? Right? You're being the leader, you're taking charge, but you're also, not forcing her to go somewhere. You're involving her in the process, and you're asking her, babe, what do you think about this? You are taking her thoughts and feelings into consideration, right? Absolutely. He doesn't cheat. He is loyal to his partner and knows that relationships take hard work to keep strong and healthy. His affection to his woman is a full-time commitment. Right, it is. Now, you still have to work and do your other things, but if you're going to be with a woman, and let's say you start living together and you get married, that's a full-time commitment. If you're not ready for that, don't do it. I have been ready for that, and I am still ready for that, and I want that. Maybe this will be the one. Who knows? Who knows? He nourishes and strengthens the relationship through ongoing, honest communication and teamwork. Absolutely. He's the leader. He's the man. When you are with a real man, you know you can trust him. Right. That's what women want. Even the ones that are strong, independent women, right? They still want to be submissive in the relationship. But if you're not a strong enough man or stronger than they are, they're not going to feel comfortable to trust your masculine core. They want to feel safe around you. They want to be able to lean their head on your shoulder, right? And if you're a real man, it's going to be natural for them to do that. If you're a sissy, it's going to repel them. When you are with a real man, you know you can trust him. He will stay faithful no matter what and expects you to do the same. You better do the same or I'll be out. You do that to me and you're out. Two-way street, right? A real man commits to the relationship fully. Let me go over one more before I take a break here. Number 3, a real man protects his partner physically and emotionally. Absolutely. That's a very good point there. Not that a woman can't protect and defend herself. Nowadays, women can kick your you-know-what. They're doing that jujitsu stuff, right? they're doing karate, jujitsu, and all that. And these little tiny, 95-pound, 5-foot-tall Asian women are kicking your you-know-what. Don't mess with them, man. But he is there for her anyway. He protects her in different ways, including providing financial security and comforting her and making her feel everything will be okay. Well, in today's day and age, it's a combined income. I still think, this is just my opinion, I still think that if you're in a relationship as a man and you're dating a woman that's making more money than you, I still think that's just not going to work out. Nothing wrong with women making more money. It's just a man is not going to feel like a man unless he can feel like he's a provider. And if you're making more money than him, then you're actually providing more than he is, right? Which throws the sexual polarity off. It's like the woman's the man now and the man's the woman, right? It just doesn't work. Again, if you're the woman and you want to make more money than your man, and you feel it's going to work out, just try it out and see what happens down the road. I've seen this happen many times. I've had lady friends that were married to men where they made more money than the man. It ends up in divorce 100% of the time. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. He is ready to throw a good punch if necessary to defend her from physical aggressors. Right, you got to protect your woman. She needs to feel comfortable that you can protect her from all inherent danger. However, he thinks before he acts. Right, you're strong, you're emotionally mature and secure, right? You got to be a strong man mentally, emotionally, and physically, and spiritually too. You try to defuse situations first before having to, throw a punch. You got to think smart. He never makes a move until he is sure all details and specifics are in order. Men are logical thinkers first. We have emotion, but we're logical thinkers first, right? If you as a man are reacting to everything emotionally first before logically thinking about it, then you're acting like a woman. Because women respond to everything initially first based on how they're feeling emotionally in the present moment. As a man, it's the opposite. So we're logical thinkers. That's how we balance out women, and women balance us out in the other way. We balance out women with our logic, and they balance us out with their emotions. It's a beautiful thing. We both have emotions and logic, an emotional side and a logical side, but women more so use their emotional side initially, and guys more so use their logical side initially. And then women reason with logic after thinking emotionally first. And then men might react a little emotion after they logically come to a conclusion, right? There you go. His moves are calculated, deliberate, and assured. We're confident, and we're secure, and we're mature, right? We have no fear and no shame. We're shameless. We're just men. Real men. Abuse of any kind is never an issue when you are with him. I would never abuse a woman. I'll just say it's not going to work. I would never, ever abuse a woman. Ever. He is considerate and treats everyone kindly. I'm the nicest guy in the world. Now, if you piss me off, I'll give you a piece of my mind. I'll just walk away. But I'm not going to instigate a fight with you. But if you try to hurt myself or my lady, then I'm going to whoop your you-know-what. But I'm not going to go there unless I have to. And I'm going to try to defuse the situation maturely first. Because that's what a real strong man does. All right. So we've gone through the first 3. We've got 7 more to go. I'm going to switch back over to full screen and cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. And then take a quick 5 to 7 or 8 minute break here. Give me just a second. Mutt, are you still around? Or is anyone around? Do you love the Christmas tree? No one said a thing about the Christmas tree. You don't like my Christmas tree here, or you figured out it was a green screen and it's fake, right? It's a picture behind me, right? Modern technology. All right. Let's cue it up, baby. Let's cue it up. We've got 1. Let me see here. Got 3. Just need 1 more. All right, folks, we're all set. I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. When we return, I'm going to continue reading this wonderful blog that is titled 10 Things a Real Man Does When He's in a Relationship. So stick around. We'll be right back. 2020 kick you down. You should all be feeling great. Don't let anything get in the way of your joy and happiness. Nuts World says, welcome back! Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back! Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, love it, love it. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go. Sometimes you have to just kick back, relax, meditate, and just feel it. You don't have to be crazy all the time, like myself. I mean, sometimes I'm crazy, and sometimes I just like to mellow out. And feel it. Feel it. Sometimes you just gotta rock back and forth and feel it. Nothing wrong with rocking back and forth. Nothing wrong. Just feel it. Like Stevie Wonder. Remember Stevie Wonder? He used to groove like this. God bless you, Stevie Wonder, man. You're a musical genius, man. Oh, yeah. 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 Yes, yes, yes. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli live here on YouTube. It is 10:53 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:53 p.m. Pacific Time here in my neck of the woods. I'm in the beautiful, glorious, amazing San Francisco Bay Area, Northern California, Redwood City to be exact. Climate best by government test here in Redwood City. Love it, love it, love it. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And I hope you love where you live and wouldn't want to be anywhere else as well. I hope you're all enjoying this great holiday season, and I hope that you all, get what you want. I hope you accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. I hope you find that true love that you're seeking. I hope you get that job you want to get. I hope you start a business and make it successful. Whatever it is, I hope you get it. And if you need a little hand holding and you need some great advice from someone who's been through it all, who's been through the ringer and back and knows exactly the path to take, feel free to reach out to me. Go in the description, contact me, Coach Eli at coacheli.melas.com, or go to my website, coacheli.melas.com, click on the Coaching Services tab and find out how you can work with me personally. And that's that. So tonight we are discussing modern day independent women still seek real men, why this is confusing, and what it actually means. One more time. Modern day independent women still seek real men. Why this is confusing and what it actually means. If you missed the first part of the show, I explained this in detail. Go back and check out the replay. If you're here live, I have the DVR function disabled because I want people to be here live. But if you missed it and you're here live, wait for the replay. That will happen immediately once the show ends. And check it out. There's a lot of great information there that can help you solve some challenges you may be having when finding true love, whether you're a man or a woman. It will help you better understand each other. It'll help men better understand the modern woman, and it'll help modern women better understand the modern man. And that's what I'm here to do. That's why my show is called Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, because this modern world is unlike anything we've ever seen, right? And there's no roadmap for it, so I'm here to help you create that roadmap and make it easy for you, as simple as possible, as long as you follow the principles. As long as you follow the principles and do one more thing on top of that. It all starts with one thing. I say this over and over again. You cannot get anywhere in life unless you do this. It all starts with one thing. It starts with loving yourself deep within. Get out of bed every morning, go to your mirror and say, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself 5 freaking times. And make yourself feel good. Supercharge yourself so that way when you go out into the world and you're encountering people, you're going to go out there and radiate positivity. And that's just going to come off naturally amazing and attractive to people. And even if you encounter people that are, not as nice, okay, those people will still see that you're happy within yourself. And they're not going to faze you. You're going to know how to handle those people, okay? But even though there are some people like that that you'll encounter, that doesn't mean that the rest of your day is going to go bad. You're going to encounter more good people than bad as long as you love yourself first. Again, it all starts deep within yourself and loving yourself. That's in a non-selfish way. But again, you have to love yourself first before you can ever accomplish anything and before you can ever be able and capable of loving anyone else, such as being in a relationship. That goes for both men and women. All right, so let's go back to the browser source. Let's continue where we left off. All right, let me see here. Number 4. A real man fulfills his partner mentally and sexually. Oh yeah. He knows the majority of the time in any relationship is spent doing non-physical, non-sexual things. Right. You got to be with a woman for more than just the fact that she's hot and she's good in bed. And maybe you're good in bed too. That has to be there, but there's more to it than that. I like going hiking during the day, then going to dinner, right? And then you go back to her place, your place, or if you're on a vacation in the hotel room, you go back and then you take care of business, brother. You got to be the leader as the man. You take care of business. And you rock her world every single time in the same ways as you rocked it the very first time. Besides whispering to her how beautiful she is or how she is going to make hot, passionate love to her when he gets back home in the evening, he also engages her in meaningful discussions about life. I love that. That's what I love about going hiking with women. You can have these deep, meaningful conversations you can't have with guys nowadays because they don't want to hear it, right? They don't. And most guys don't want to hear it because they're insecure and immature and they're not at your level or at my level. So I would rather hang out, my weekends with a woman going hiking than hanging out with dudes. It's much better. It is. Plans with her for the future and cracked jokes to lighten and liven moments together. Right. You got to have playful fun. Okay. You can't take everything seriously. And when a woman has a moment, right? I've said this before. I'll say it again. Women are emotional beings. Sometimes they'll have a moment and something will be bothering them that doesn't even involve you. And if they're acting kind of weird, you have to pick up on that and say, hey, babe, what's wrong? And they're going to say, oh, nothing's wrong, babe. Something's wrong. Tell me, babe. Oh, babe, there's nothing wrong. Then I say, babe, when a woman says there's nothing wrong, there's something really wrong. So, babe, why don't you tell me what's wrong? So that way I can help you work through it. I'm your rock. I'm your guy. If you can't count on me to help you out through these things, then why are you with me, right? You see how you flip it, right? And once we get through this, babe, let's go to that wonderful steakhouse dinner. Let's have a feast tonight, and then we're going to go back to my place, and I'm going to show you. You know what I mean. I don't have to get into that. I'm going to show you what it's like. Anyway. He displays an awareness, intelligence, and sensitivity. You got to be sensitive. Don't be overbearing, but be sensitive. You've got to be sensitive. That makes his actions not only timely, but also genuinely charming. Don't be a sissy, but don't be a pompous ass jerk. Be a charming James Bond type of guy. Like my buddy Coach Corey Wayne, I keep mentioning, you want to be like a charming James Bond. James Bond is never fazed by a woman's rejection or anything a woman says, because he knows at the end of the night that woman's going to end up in bed with him, right? He just knows it. She can just throw everything at him and he'll just sit there, be all cool, calm. All right, babe. Yeah, you know what? Hey, you want to sit here and whine all day? That's all good, babe. No problem. No problem. Like, just, I'm going to go do my thing. When you're ready to hang out, you let me know, right? No. And then you just walk away, give her some space, right? Next thing you know, she comes back an hour later, half an hour later. Oh, babe, I'm so sorry. Can I get a hug? Oh, yeah. You know what happens once you give that hug? That hug leads to a kiss. That kiss leads to necking, sucking, all that, right? And then, boom, let's get it on. And then it's all good, right? A real man fulfills his partner mentally and sexually. Abso-freaking-lutely. A real man. Number 5, a real man takes the first initiative. He leads. Listen to this, guys, if you don't listen to anything else. A real man takes the first initiative. He leads. That's because he wears the pants in the relationship. Amen. It's not a bad thing. As much as women think they want to wear the pants, they don't. They don't want to wear the pants. They don't. They do not. Maybe at work they have to, but when they come home to you, they want you to lead that relationship. They want you to guide them to a happy life. You are the tour guide of the relationship. That's what they want. Whether they say that's what they want or not, that's what they respond to. And that's what they want. Of course, the pants are picked out by his woman. That's true. Of course, the pants are picked out by his woman. But he is still the leader. Be the leader, guys. Be the leader. You're the man. You're in charge. You call the shots, right? Don't be a jerk. Take her thoughts and feelings into consideration. But let her feel your masculine strength that she can trust you. He steps forward and addresses issues in the relationship boldly. Oh, I do. I'm straightforward. Whether you like it or not, I'm straight up. He does not wait for the woman to solve problems. No, I'm a problem solver. I will help her solve her problem. That's why you're with me, right, babe? Babe, I'm here to enhance your life. I am your rock. I am your knight in shining armor, right? I was going to say I am your white knight, but that's been a statement out here that a lot of people think is a little too much. Nothing wrong with being a white knight every now and then. Just don't overdo it, all right? White knight. Oh, man. If he is not sure how to address an issue, oh, trust me, I will figure out how to address it before I approach her. That's my manhood at stake. He seeks help or advice. Right. I will figure out, or I will already know how to handle the issue, and I'll be prepared for anything that she brings my way, that she needs my help with. Some men play it safe and avoid taking the lead because they don't want to be criticized. Well, then the woman's going to lose interest in you. She's going to see you as a feminized, submissive man, and she's not going to be attracted to you. If she was attracted to you, she will fall in love with you and lose attraction quick and stop respecting you. And then it's all over. So yeah, some men play it safe and avoid taking the lead because they don't want to be criticized, but not a real man. A real man says, I'll handle it, and takes the initiative to solve the issue in his way. Oh yeah. Amen. Couldn't have said that any better myself. Give me a second here. A little thirsty there. All right. Number 6. A real man steps up and makes the tough decisions. Absolutely. That's why we're the rock. He knows real men are decisive. Right. Be direct, decisive. Get to the point. And he makes decisions in the relationship. He does not leave every other decision to his partner. You don't leave anything up to the woman. You take her thoughts and feelings into consideration, and you ask her, babe, how do you feel about this? Do you have an idea of how you want to handle this? Or would you like my opinion? Especially more so now in the modern world because women are stronger. They don't want to be told what to do, but they still want to be told what to do. You get what I'm saying? You've got to be considerate to them and say, hey, babe, do you have an idea of how you're going to handle this situation that you're going through? Or would you like my opinion on it? Babe, I would love your opinion. I need some help. I'm struggling. Tell me what to do, babe. And if she tells you to tell her what to do, then you go and you say, babe, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do because you're a grown woman and I love you and respect you for the wonderful woman you are. But if I was in your shoes, this is what I would do. Do you see how I'm saying, how I'm putting it? I'm coming off respectful, right? But I'm still taking charge and giving her the answer she's looking for in a mature, cool, calm, and confident way. When making decisions, he seeks to understand her views and that of other concerned parties and is flexible enough to factor in those other views in his decisions. Right. Right. In other words, like I just said, you got to take her thoughts and feelings into consideration. You got to take her thoughts and feelings into consideration. You want to show her that you respect her and you want to help her, but you're not forcing her. Very, very simple. If you're in tune with yourself, you're emotionally strong, you're confident, and you are not an insecure man. If you're a secure man, this will be a natural thing for you. He does not seek to control people. Right. You're not there to control your woman. You're there to help her because you love her. You love being with her. You handle it maturely. And you don't force her. You say, babe, what do you need from me? Let me know. I'd be happy to help you. If you want my advice, I'll give it to you. You want me to just listen to you or listen to you? Ultimately, they want your advice. But you always give them the option so they feel safe, appreciated, and respected. Pretty freaking simple. Common sense. But not everyone has common sense, right? That's why so many guys fail with women, right? They don't know how to talk with women, right? He does not seek to control people, but rather to improve their situation. If you are reluctant to make decisions, you are likely self-conscious and afraid of making mistakes. Not only that, you're likely insecure. It's not even about being self-conscious, blog author. It's about being insecure and weak and needy and desperate and having no self-respect. Not loving yourself. And finally, listen to this, guys. This right here is the kicker. Women dislike indecisive, cowardly men. Oh! One more time. Women dislike indecisive, cowardly men. You know why? Because that's female behavior. Women are very indecisive naturally. I'm not saying women are not capable of making a decision, but because women are emotional beings, they think of everything, they look at everything and respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. That makes them very indecisive. They're run by their emotions most of the time, right? Before they even kick in the logic, right? That's why women look up to a man for him being decisive, to help her with something she's struggling to decide on. If you're a cowardly man and a sissy, she's not going to feel like she can trust you to take your advice or even be around you. A real man steps up and makes the tough decisions. Right. You know why I laugh at this? Because when I was younger, I was such a sissy. Like, I didn't understand this stuff my first couple of relationships, man. I'll tell you, I go back and I'm like, wow, how did I act that way? Like, I was a nice guy, but I was too nice of a guy. I was a suck-up. Such a turnoff. Anyway, you get older and you live and learn. Number 7, a real man takes responsibility for his actions and decisions. I have a huge problem with many men. A lot of men I've seen out here on YouTube through many communities, the millennials and the post-millennials. They don't take responsibility for anything. All they do is they project their insecurities. And when they make a mistake, they project that mistake onto other people and try to flip that mistake and make it appear like the other person is at fault when they're the ones actually at fault. Take responsibility for your actions or you're not a real man. He does not shift blame. That's what it's called. It's called shift blame. I know one millennial out here that does this. He shift blames everything to everyone. He never owns up to anything because he's that insecure and immature and insensitive. He's pathetic. Don't be a pathetic dude. Be a strong, confident dude that accepts and takes responsibility for your actions. He does not shift blame, especially to his partner, or try to defend his mistakes. I used to do that in my younger days. I learned my lesson by the time I was in my late 20s to early 30s. Changed my life. Made me a much better person, much better man. He simply acknowledges when he has made a mistake, apologizes for it, learns from it, and works to make it right. Absolutely. I'm a human. I screw up. Hey, babe, I messed up. I'm sorry. I ran late. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. I'm human, right? Saying I'm sorry is not a big deal to him. It's not. I'm a human. Just because I'm a man doesn't mean I can't make mistakes. Doesn't mean I can't admit I'm wrong about something. It doesn't make me any less of a man. It makes me more of a man to own up to my shit, right? Saying I'm sorry is not a big deal to him. He knows it doesn't make him any less of a man to say it. I just said that, right? He knows it doesn't make him any less of a man to say it. In fact, saying he's sorry makes him more of a man because it demonstrates he has the confidence, courage, and integrity to admit his faults and seek to correct them. I can't add any more to that because That's exactly how I've always felt since I started my coaching business. Perfectly stated, blog author. Perfectly stated. Wow. Amazing. Great blog. One of the best ones I've read. I'm really enjoying this. Let me check out the chat real quick. Nothing going on. Let's continue. We've got 3 more to go, folks. Get your questions in right now if you have any. We're going to be wrapping up in about maybe 10 to 15 minutes. A real man speaks his mind always. He is not afraid or timid to say what's on his mind. Say what's on your mind. Be yourself. If being yourself is not going to get the girl, then why try to be something you're not to get the girl? Are you going to continue pretending to be something you're not to keep her around? Let's say you get her not being yourself, and then you start being yourself and she dumps you because you're not the same man that she gave a chance to. Be yourself. Someone will accept you for you, and things will naturally fall into place for you. They'll naturally work out with the right person and not work out with the wrong people. He will say no without fear whenever he doesn't agree with something. Yeah, hey, if I'm dating a woman and I love her and everything's great, if I think she's being ridiculous, I'll tell her that. Babe, you're being ridiculous. Why, babe? Babe, what's really going on? Like, we're going on a hike and you're sitting there like, doing whatever, right? Let's say she's having a moment, right? You got to call her out. You can't be afraid to speak what's on your mind. If she's worried about something, then talk with her about it. Console her. Share your thoughts about it. And if it's affecting you because she's being that way, tell her, babe, listen, look, I understand you're going through this. I want to be there for you, but don't let this ruin our day. Let's have our day. We are already out. Let's enjoy this day. And we'll talk about this when we get back, to the room, or when we get back to our place, or wherever we're at, right? Don't be afraid to always speak your mind. The woman will respect you a lot more, whether she agrees with you or not. He will debate you on topics he is not comfortable with without losing his cool. It's not about not being comfortable. I'm not afraid to call a woman out. If a woman's being ridiculous about something, I'll call her out. If I disagree with her on something, I'll call her out. I'll do it in a playful way, and we'll get a laugh at it. But I'm not afraid to call her out. I'll call any woman out. I'm not afraid of losing a woman for being myself. If she stops being with me, then it was the wrong woman, right? He will be straightforward and talk to you as an equal, then allow you to make your own conclusions or take whatever action you wish. Absolutely. Take her thoughts and feelings into consideration. Share with her how you feel, but listen to how she feels. And then come to a compromise. Oh, wow. Compromise. Not that bad of a thought. Or not that bad of a thought. I can't even talk. Yeah. Tonight I'm having problems getting the words out of my mouth. It's just been a long, long, good day, I'll tell you that. Long, good past couple of days. This does not mean, he'll be straightforward to talk to you as an equal, then allow you to make your own conclusions or take whatever action you wish. This does not mean he is indifferent or treats women badly. Sometimes being indifferent about stuff makes a difference, but you don't want to treat a woman bad. Okay? But like being indifferent in certain situations, not a bad thing. Sometimes a woman will ask you, okay, babe, do you prefer my hair to be brunette or do you prefer for me to color it blonde? In all honesty, I could care less, to be honest with you. Because to me, both would probably look good. I would be indifferent about that. I'd say, babe, either way is good for me. Like, I love you no matter what. I love being with you. You have a great personality. When I snuggle next to you, your body feels the same regardless of your hair color. But babe, whatever makes you happy. I think you're beautiful no matter what. Really? But which one do you prefer? Babe, I love it both. Why don't you try one month and do one the other? Whatever, babe, whatever makes you happy regarding that, I'm cool with. Right? This does not mean he is indifferent or treats women badly. You never treat women badly. Don't. Now, you don't want to put up with crap. You want to call her out on that tactfully, maturely, right? And directly. But don't treat her bad. Don't abuse her or anything like that. That's just stupid. He just doesn't agree with her on everything, right? If you agree with women on everything, it's just not going to work out. They're going to think like you're sucking up to them. A woman knows when you're being you and when you're sucking up to her and just agreeing with her just to appease her. Don't agree with her to appease her. That's going to turn her off. It's going to be the start of the end of your relationship. He knows a yes man is no man at all. Yes, I agree with you, blog author. He knows a yes man is no man at all. Don't be like a people pleaser. Be yourself. Yes, be good to people, but don't have the attitude like you have to save the world all the time. I used to be that way. It doesn't get you anywhere. It's a nice thought. It's a nice thought that you want world peace, but what's the likelihood of you being able to fix that on your own in your lifetime? Be reasonable. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Number 9. A real man stands up for the relationship. I made that mistake in my last relationship when I was new to being a YouTube content creator on my former channel I used to run before I shut it down a couple of years ago. I really cared about my lady, and these guys were attacking her out here on YouTube, and I didn't stand up for her. I tried to appease the situation. I regret that. I learned from it. And I will never, ever let anything get in the way of any future relationship I am in, no matter what. I have to admit that I wasn't being a real man at that point. I didn't even realize it. And that was just like 3 years ago. Sometimes friends, family, and even total strangers ask inappropriate questions or make inappropriate remarks about your relationship, such as saying, "You are not a good couple." It's not for them to decide, it's for you to decide. Now, sometimes your friends and your family and other people that you know will say that and they're right, but it's not for them to decide, it's for you to figure that out, hopefully as soon as possible. In such cases, a real man stands up for himself and defends the legitimacy and integrity of his relationship, right? If you know she loves you, you really love her, you don't let anyone get in the way of that. Even when he is among his peers, he speaks up and stands his ground in defense of his relationship. Again, I just mentioned I screwed that up in my last relationship. When I used to bring my ex out here on YouTube on my former channel I used to run, and she would get attacked by all these people, and I wouldn't defend her. I would try to appease these guys trying to get them to stop. I should have defended her, and I should have just stopped feeding into it. But I learned from it. A real man is always going to stand up for his relationship if he really cares for the woman and loves the woman. This proves he can express himself in the presence of others. I think he meant to say in the presence of others. This proves he can express himself in the presence of others, protect his woman, and act like a grown man. Right. Your woman wants to feel safe and protected. She wants to know you've got her back. If a woman doesn't feel like you have her back in all aspects, she's going to start to lose trust of your masculine core, and then it's on its way downhill. She'll lose respect for you. She'll fall out of love with you, and then it's over. It's only a matter of time. And act like a grown man. Act like a grown-ass man. I can't emphasize that one enough. I can't. Buttonless World says, night, we'll catch up later. Long day tomorrow with family, decorating for Christmas. Good night, Mutt. We're going to be wrapping up about 5 minutes here, regardless. All right. Let's get to the last part here. Number 10, a real man pursues other passions that don't involve his partner. That means you have to have a purpose. Your purpose is not your girlfriend or your wife. Your purpose is what you love to do independent of her. Like, I love coaching. This is my purpose, helping people. This is what defines me as a man. This is what a woman is attracted to the most about a man. Number 10, once again, a real man pursues other passions that don't involve his partner. He has enough going on in his life to keep him busy. Like today, I was working. I was preparing for the stream. I'm preparing for future other pre-recorded videos I'm going to be doing. I have some great stuff coming to this channel, I'll tell you. Some great stuff coming. I have some tech videos coming. I'm going to start doing a few of those that are going to make a huge difference and answer some questions that many people have wanted answered, but no one else has done a video on it. Maybe that'll be my viral video. You never know. Stick around for that. But yeah, I was texting this woman throughout the day, but I was working, right? And sometimes it took me a while to get back to her because I'm working. She's not my purpose. This is my purpose, right? And because of the fact that I'm a busy dude and I'm doing my thing, she's more attracted to me trying to get my attention, right? And I'm giving her my attention, but I'm doing it the right way. I'm not overdoing it, but I'm not underdoing it either. You got to balance it out, right? But you got to have a purpose, and your purpose is not your woman as a man. That means he is at least passionate about one other thing besides his relationship. Well, I'm passionate about many things outside of my relationships. Hiking. I love going hiking just to go hiking. I'd rather do it with a woman because I can look at her beautiful body and have great conversations with her and pull off to the side, overlooking, a beautiful peak and making out with her right there, starting the foreplay to what's going to be coming later on that evening, right there on that trail. And I love many other things. I love computers. I love doing YouTube. It's part of my business, but I love doing YouTube. I have many hobbies. I love driving. I love doing all those things by myself. I enjoy it more when I'm with a good woman, but I have other passions outside of just wanting to be with a woman. That's my purpose. The relationship does not define him. See, if women pick up on the fact that she defines you and her being with you is your purpose, it's over. A woman does not want you, or does not want to be your purpose. Sorry, a woman does not want to be your purpose. She may say she wants her to be your purpose, but that's not what she responds to. What she means by that is that she wants you to have your own stuff going on, but she also wants you to incorporate in her and know how to balance it. That's the bottom line. He will give you your space and you must give him his. Amen. Give each other space. You work during the week. Maybe you talk on the phone at night and you hang out on the weekends. And then if you're dating for a year or two, then maybe you move in together. And if that works out for a couple of years, maybe you get married, right? Even if you're married, you still gotta go to work during the daytime, right? So you gotta give your space to her and she gives her space to you. And then at the end of the day, you reconvene and it's beautiful, right? And you miss each other, right? He is a confident, ambitious go-getter. He is a real man. one more time. He is a confident, ambitious go-getter. He is a real man. Excellent. Excellent article. Excellent article. I'm going to now, quickly while I'm still live on the air, go into the description section and quickly add the link as a source. So those of you that refresh the stream right now will see that link, or if you're watching on the replay, that link to this article will be below in the description. All right, folks, let's go back to full screen. Let's start wrapping things up. We're at 1 hour and 49 minutes. Wow, almost 2 hours long. I figured it would go at least an hour and a half, went a little bit longer than that. All right, folks, before I get on out of here, just to let you know, the next Walking with Purpose video in 4K at 60 frames per second probably will not be released until probably mid next week. I'm probably going to record it on Sunday or Monday, probably Sunday, and it'll probably come out on probably Tuesday or so, around there. They typically take me a few days to create, depending how long they are, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I haven't had a chance to get out and record one. This week it's been raining out here, so hopefully the weather will be a little bit better this weekend. So look forward to that. And like I said, there are going to be some other great videos coming to this channel. I'm going to be doing a variety of content. All of it is regarding business and personal relationship success. If there's anything I can do to help you, push forward something that you're struggling with, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Go below in the description. Email me, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com, or go to my website, coacheli@melas.com. Click on the Coaching Services tab. My rates are very reasonable. Pick a package that works for you, and I'd be happy to help you as best as possible accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank you to Mutt Nuts World for stopping by tonight, and thank you to everyone else who was watching behind the scenes. Have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.